Morning, Mr. Wilf.
Morning, how are you today?
Hey, doing good. How about yourself?
Good.
Good. Not as sick as yesterday. So much
Good,
better.
that's good.
Yes, sir.
I got the results from MRI today at 11.
Hmm. Okay.
So,
So you're waiting for those?
yeah, from a motorcycle accident 2.5 years ago, I finally got an MRI.
Oh my gosh, man. That's a long time to wait.
Yeah,
So,
so we'll see what's going on. They must have found something or other when they called me in.
yeah, no, they maybe not though. They always like to handle that stuff in person. I found at least with my experiences. So
Yeah, I'll find out this morning.
awesome. Well, that'll be hopefully good. At least have answers.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's see here. We overnight. Let's see. I have this drawn up over here on the other screen. Oops, on the other screen. But we pretty much fibbed out perfectly overnight here. Um, and so from the high to the low here, we came back right to the 618, to and through that fib target. But then if we just look at Globex session, right here, we basically came right to golden pocket, right to that 200, and then we came right to that fib target like perfectly, and that's kind of where we held our line in the sand, which makes sense. If I get rid of this, right here, this was an area that we kind of found resistance here. That was our support, pre-market basically yesterday too. So just interesting, seeing where those levels lined up. Right now, we're right at Globex open yesterday. So right now I'm kind of waiting to see, do we hit these prior lows? Do we want to retest that? This is over on ES right here. Or do we want to come back up and retest fair value? If we flip over to M&Q, exact same thing. Yeah, this was already drawn up here too. From the low, came back right, golden pocket, right to that 200. We've been just following that down, right to that fib target. So, and then I believe on this one, yeah, this is just under yesterday's OR. So interesting spot here. NQ's definitely a little more extended than ES, it feels like. So we'll see, as we open up here. Again, I'm curious to see if we come down. That's about 100 points down on NQ, pre data, lows right there. I'll just flip this guy over to the 1 minute and we'll let this run. And here's ES. Get rid of that there. All right. So definitely coming down. We'll see if this makes it to this 110 area. Pre-market lows. Coming down to it here. So that's going to be our London low also, right in that area. are right at that kind of like 707 here. We're on daily full discount level. I'd still like to see this come down and test that right there, though. Test that London low area. We are below prior lows right here. It's another thing just to keep in mind. Draw this up on the 1 hour. Yeah, halfway back from this last leg up would take us right down to 29,000 flat. Would be our halfway back. Just something to think about there. From this last pop, here, let me clean this up just a little bit. I believe we're right. Yeah, we are right at that golden pocket though from that last Friday, that rip on Friday that happened. There we go, coming back up into the OR. Let's take a look over here on ES is still below. Coming to test the current market open lows. See if this thing breaks down. We're right at our London low on ES here. So this is what we're looking for on ES. NQ never quite got there, but ES kind of line in the sand, this 7,400. We struggled to break that. And we were hitting our heads on that a few days ago also. So curious to see if we can break that 74 over here on ES. Get some volume profiles running here. Early watching over here on ES to see if the 7400 holds. We've got add just I mean, we're at negative 800 here, so market selling off a bit. So coming back up to this top of OR on NQ, we've got yes sitting right here at this 40 or 7400 area. Looking like that's going to hold, just looking at Bookmap here. Could look for longs on MES here. I think that's what we're going to play right here. Let's see. Yeah. I'm going to take just one or two contracts here on MES here at 405. We've got bottom of OR at 10.75. So I've got this first one off at 9.75. And then we'll move our runner just to break even or slightly below that. I'd like to see this get above top of OR here and retest daily fair value low, move towards fair value in the gap fill. So within a tick, there we go. We hit it. It didn't hit our order. Oh, that's frustrating. Yeah, that hit RTP. NQ still running, so I like that. There's NQ test on the top of OR. Right there, there's our pullback on MES. NQ's pushing still, so this looks good. And got this first one at 9.75. Just below that OR. That's exactly where we hit our head on. Come on. All right, first one's off there. A little over 5 points. I'm gonna drag this trail up to 7,400. There's NQ blasting off here. I'm going to move stop to break even here. If we like this, we can take it. There's NQ just still pushing. That's up 130 points. One NQ. I didn't get in as good of a fill on my live account as this here. I got in at 407. So I'm gonna kind of copy exactly what I'm doing with that here with this stop at 407. Nice push over here on NQ. I'd like to see bank turnaround is what I would like, or not bank. I would like to see that too, but add. I'd like to see that turnaround here. We're gonna trail this guy up here to 409. Little resistance coming in. Oh, out. Nice. Crap. Okay. Well, that's how that worked. Let's see how my fill is on the live. What did this fill at? Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, what did this get filled at? So I had stopped at 09. This got filled at 07. And on my live account, it got filled at 05. So bottomed it. Okay. That's how that goes. It's all right. It was worth a shot. That was quick. Let's see if that was a 1 second candle. That was a 1 second candle right there. Those things get you. Even with stops, there's slippage. Like I said, even on the live account, it didn't hit my stops, so it went through it. So it's all right. There's NQ. I'm coming back down to top of OR. 75 points there. What that candle was. See what they got hit with over there. Yeah, only 30 points. It's not too bad. I'm gonna tag back in just one micro here. We got stops at 95, so looking like a 10-point stop. See if this bottom holds, and we are right at that 618 on NQ and right at the 200 in OR mid. Super volatile though. We got buyers here at 95, so should probably have this at 93.75, and looks like this can go right back up to 414 on MES if we can get that push back up. So playing the fib on NQ, but over on ES, and kind of playing that today's low, the bottom of the range in our London overnight lows too. Just one micro, so nothing big. We're risking about $50 here, so be the equivalent of 25 points on NQ. I do have buyers stepping in, it looks like, so I like that. But who knows with candles like this? I do like this setup though. It's just not to say that there isn't another 1 second candle like that. That's super light size though. But if we can catch this and catch it back up and move to gap fill, basically we got in a little bit better entry than that stop. Let's see this. See if we can hold the 7,400 right at that OR mid on NQ. If not, it's fine, and we'll kind of look for something else here in a little bit. If this breaks, there's room all the way down to 380. You know, so. Like we're catching ourselves over on ES. Bookmap looks good. I mean, again, you can't say, you know, there's not another 1 second candle, but it looks like we're catching ourselves here a bit. go. So I do have two of these running on my live account. I'm taking one off here. And then we're going to move, just like on this account, we're moving our stops just to low of day here. Target and half gap is what I'm looking for here. So we are targeting about 25. So we're looking for about 20 points here. Be about $100 or so. So the reason I didn't put my stops to break even here, where I want to give this enough room to do like a proper fib pullback, you know. So we're just gonna put stops low a day here. I'm gonna have it at 98.25. Like I said, I had two on my live account, took one off, so this, if this gets stopped on that account, it'd be break even, but I want to run this one super conservatively over here. Let's see, this may break down here. We just hit the 21 and it's not want to push back through the top of OR is what it's looking like. We've got, make sure we got overnight low at 98. I want to give that just
that drop from the top.
a couple points here. So I am actually going to have this at 96. You caught the drop?
I held the draw from the top.
Oh, wow. Lots and lots of sellers just stepped in right here and absorbed. Yeah, this would be, yeah. So I've got my stop right at that fib target. It still looks good. Just looking at Bookmap. But if this does break like 92, it's straight to 80. But this still looks.
Yeah, it's fighting with the news candle right now.
Yeah. This still looks. We are still holding that long draw in Q, barely. Oh, there goes in Q.
Yeah, ES just took out the low on the news candle.
Yeah, so we may see some more downside here. We do have our prior low right at 90, so going to be watching that. Think out. Alright, so let's see if this guy goes right down to 90, then 80. It's our prior low. Over on NQ, we were right at the bottom of today's range.
Also target on the short drop from the top.
Little baby bounce on NQ and straight back down. Same with ES here. So if we break our overnight lows on NQ, prior low on ES here. That right at 90. All right, there's prior lows on NQ just hit at news lows, data lows. VIX hasn't broken up out of its range yet. Oh, pushing lower here. So if this 90 doesn't hold, then we will start. I think we're going to go see 80. Right at 9100 right now on. We tested it. 29,100 on NQ. That's that first deviation. Buyer's sitting right at 80 over there. She's pushing up here. I'm going to jump in again on ES longs here. Stop's going to be prior low, so we're looking at about a 10-point stop. Looking for this to come back up above that POC and retest this 9 here. NQ is breaking back up into its OR, so I like that. See if this can hold. Bookmap looks like we got buyers. Just small size here again. We're holding this 90, and you know, like I said, if that 90 breaks straight to 80, but it's looking like we're holding this 90 right here. Not loving NQ here. Let's see here. That's right at 707. want to see how this reacts at this 90 level. One thing that we're contending with that we're gonna have to break up and through is this the 7400 again. Once we get there, though, if we get there, I believe that should act as our new floor. So there we go. And then I got this 58 marked off over here. That's what we kind of wicked up to over here, this 158 on in Q. I want to see it break above that and stay above this 158. If we draw up the short draw here, yeah, so 703 is our halfway back. Could take one there if you want. Could take one here, but give this thing some room. See this thing break through the 7400. We just tested it again. And we should see 408 pretty quick. But got to get through this POC at 04. Struggling with the bottom of OR over here on in Q. So I'm really looking at this 58 area that we're going to have to break through. This 21 EMA. If we can break through that, should see us get back up towards the 90s on M and Q. Hit our head again right there. So Really struggling to break through that OR on NQ here. ES, it's this 7400 area. Let's draw this fib out here. There's our halfway back on that again. POC just shifted down on NQ. Yeah, flipped right back. It's right at the point of switching. There it is. I was gonna say, I know I saw that. See if we can break up through this 57 here. Got some resistance at 60 and then 70, but if we can eat through that, POC shifting on ES. There we go, through that 400. First one's off, move stops. Got my stops right here at 96. Again, looking for the 7,400 to kind of be the floor again. In Q, broke that 158 area and right to that 200. Coming right up to this 200. I'm going to drag my stop here up to 402.25. Be locking in 5 points there. I want to see how we react at the bottom of OR on yes. Also, if we draw up the fib on this guy, a little bit bigger time frame, we are right at that halfway back. So here, I'll show you how I'm running this on my live account basically, and it's just going to be trailing up. So there's our fib target. 403 is the sell stop, so that'd be locking in about 6 points there, 5 points. Seeing if we can hold this point of control. If not, you know, we are right at that halfway back. Could be the next leg down to this 385 area. Route. When we look at in Q right here too, we're right in that golden pocket for that next leg down. So usually, at least on my live account, I would just put stop at break even and let this guy run. The problem is right now, we're in a downtrend. This is right at that fib pullback to go back. And so I wanted my stop if we broke the POC right there, because I don't want to give too much back just to say, oh, break even, because this does look like it is going to come back down here. And so that's the reason for a little bit tighter stop there. Now, if we were doing a little bit more size, like 2 or 3, or I'm sorry, 3 or 4 MES, then we would have, you know, take one there and have the other one stop at break even here and see if we can catch a bigger move. but I'm okay with that. And now we're blasting off, of course. But yeah, right at that 200 there. So, but no, I'm all right with it. Did I'm all right with that. Sweeping the top of OR on NQ here. Let's see what happens. Top of OR on NQ here. See if this decides to go. Right at that 707. The other thing is we are right at that fib draw for the longs on ES and right at the 200. So towards the bottom of R, it looks like this is a point where this could come back down. Even though we did just get that giant candle, this still looks like this is a point where this could retrace a bit. So I'm okay with that. We're coming right down to that 40 or 400, 7400 area here. I just don't see a lot of support on NQ. Meaning this could, oops, keep going here. Either way, if we break 400 on ES again, that's where I'm really looking for this 80 area, but we got time. We got time right at that golden pocket. Yeah, that takes us to 85, so. There she goes, retesting that 7400 right there. Again, looking for that to kind of be a support. If that breaks, and it doesn't look strong right now, if that breaks, it's a 95, 90, 85, 80 pretty quick, I would imagine. And so again, you know, usually on my live account, I look for big moves, usually. And this was not the big move to push up. We would have been stopped right there anyway at break even, even if we had done stop at break even. So I'm working on trading, not working on, I should say. I'm going to be trading my live account as the leader more often. And I was looking back over the last couple months, and that thing has been green most of the days. Now, that's something that we'll probably want to talk about, because depending on the day and the structure, first of all, it's live, I can swing. Secondly, I'll do things where I'm looking, well, like last night here, for example, we did this trade. It was on M&Q. 100-point stop, 200-point TP, which you think is insane, but I'm risking $200 going for 400, and it works. And so, I just saw this move, this fib pullback. I'm like, okay, if we come back up above these highs, invalidated, and it was literally this play right here. We said, okay, we're going for the fib target, 198 points. Stops are going to be above that high right there. And so that was the play. Played out perfectly. And, but it's one micro. It's like one, there's no scaling. It's, I don't want to say full TP or full stop, but, once you get 50, 60 points, you trail stop to break even, right? So, you just take that risk off as soon as possible. So that's the kind of things that I'm doing on the live account, that I'm not necessarily doing on prop. Anyway, when I was looking back over the last couple months, live account's green almost every day, right? And it comes down to sizing. A lot of the days, that I'm red on prop, I'll be red these first hour or two, and then we get the better move that kind of was looking for in the afternoon. You have more structure, more data to play off of, and that's when I was playing my live account and some of the props. So that's where I'm looking at, like, okay, let's just have the live be the leader, because that thing's been green a lot more. Those strategies work very well. Just a little bit bigger picture plays here. So I'm considering how to roll that out, because I know a lot of people on here are doing prop accounts, right? And so you can't swing. You don't want to be looking for like a 200-point move with a 100-point stop loss. I get that. And so I'm trying to figure out the best way to balance those two, while trading the live account and just maximizing it off of the props. It'll just copy off a prop. So that's what I'm considering. I mean, if that's something you guys are interested in, because I do manage live much different than prop, I will say, because live, first of all, you don't lose your account. With props, you can lose the accounts, but with live, that's not even an option in my head. So you de-risk. It's all risk management. You de-risk so much faster, and there's a lot more stops at break even. Props, you can hold through things. You can take maybe not an A+ setup. You can take, okay setups, because at the end of the day, it's money in, money out with prop, at least in my mind. And, if you get a payout for every 5 accounts, you're money ahead. That's just the numbers usually. So unless you're doing like straight to fundeds, but you're money ahead. And so, that's how I look at it. Prop gives you more flexibility. I don't size big on anything, y'all know that, but instead of 1 micro, I'm sizing like 3 or 4. So I'm just thinking about how to roll it out, so it works for everybody, however they're trading, prop or live. I think trading live, especially after you're used to passing evals and getting payouts, is a huge benefit. I don't want to say take it more seriously, but you take the risk management more seriously, I would believe. So here we go. We're coming back down. Flip over to ES. Actually, here, I'm going to flip this to MES. The other thing is, I will say with live, like today, I'm up $100. That's fine. I'm trading my really small live account. So I started a new one with like $1,500 in it on Thursday, just to do it. I've got my main one, and that's a little bit larger, but this little guy that I started with 1,500 already up to 2,000, and I'm like, well, that's with 1 micro. So it's super doable with not even a huge balance. You can take a payout. That's kind of my point. Is you can take a payout and turn it into something. So that's kind of my goal here. Take $1,500, which was the last payout I got, turn it into something. All right, prior low, double bottom there. In Q. See if this guy holds or if we just keep going here. Looking at Bookmap, it's kind of 50-50. So I hate to be that way, but it's kind of 50-50. This actually could catch here. We could take another stab. We could. I'm not gonna. Not yet, anyway. We got room to 80. That's the thing. We got room down to 29.40 on ES. So we're not taking stabs at anything yet. There she goes on NQ. Dun, 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 dun. NQ. There goes yes, finally. Dun, dun, dun. Look at that dump. Again, that was the next leg down. It's 200 points on NQ right there. So we caught the leg up for the next leg down. But if that held, we'd just keep going. And that's, you know, we'd be going for gap fill and so on, right? And there we go. There's our fib targets, second deviation. Could see a little bounce here. I wouldn't be surprised if we see 29,000 flat. There's a little bounce. Little relief bouncing back down. So let's see if we see this 29,000 flat. Well, let's see how we react at 380 on MES. And Q still driving down. Again, want to see this 29 and see how this reacts. And this 80 on ES. Could sweep down to 76. Buyer stepping in heavy right there. I want to get in here with a tighter stop. So I'm going to jump in just one. We're going to run a 6-point stop on MES. If this breaks through 77, we're going down. So I've got my stop at 75. But I mean, we just had a ton of buyers step in right here, a ton. So if this gets pushed through that, this thing's going. If it pushes through 77. Same with NQ. If it pushes through 80, it's going. But we've got lots of support right here. There it is. All right. Move this sell stop just to break even. There we go. Let's see. It's going to hit its head on 90, but if we can get through 90, we're going to be good. Come on. It's, I'm going to put my stop here at 79.75. It could just have been like a little relief bounce. Still got that little wall at 77. See if she can do it. Do it again. So I got my stop at 79.75. May get tagged. That's okay. I'll just look for more. This does really look like we've got support though. Let's take a look at NQ again. Yeah, NQ's good too. Let's see this thing push through 66 on NQ and 88 on ES. I'm gonna break through those. There it goes again. Let's see if this is the push. This looks good. Come on, you're almost there. Take that on the live account, one right there. Got one runner. Move this stop up here to 85. And trail this guy up to 86, 50. Stop there. There's 90. We broke through 90. Next stop is going to be 7,400. I'm going to drag this guy up a little bit here to 87. just let it go. I was looking at an entry here at 25 or 26 on NQ um, for the live account and didn't take it because I was already in ES longs and I just didn't want to over leverage. But that would have been the move right there, just one. It's 80 points there, but it's all good. With such a small live account, MES is what I want to play. So, like I said, I took 1,500 from my last payout. We're gonna see what we can turn that into. Last time I did this, it took a couple months, but I got it up to about $9 grand, and then I started selling options with that same account. And it's amazing what you can compound stuff up to. But with it being so small, like I wanted to play NQ, but God, you get that wrong on that. It's a 200-point move. You get stopped type deal. Even if we took that double bottom there, 85 points, I'm not willing to risk that much. It's 10% of the account. Drag this guy up to 88 here. See if this respects the 9. We just kind of hit our head on the 21 EMA. Again, I'm not going to give this enough room for a pullback. Like really. This is my small account, so we're doing what we can do with it. This may be our little pullback. Kind of hitting our head at the bottom of that range is what's happening here, and if we can break through it, it'd be beautiful. If not, it's okay too. Caught that. This will be my last one of the day. I think this is what, 3-4 trades, so I'm gonna be happy with that. That puts live accounts up 160. That's okay. We're out, so I'm happy with that for the day. Kind of found my happy medium is like shooting for like $150 to $200 a day, and you don't tilt, you don't look for something too big. If you got a runner that just keeps going, it's amazing. It's like, okay, cool. Let's see here. If this were the bigger account, we'd be saying, stops at a retrace and stuff like that. But just want to show you guys how I'm running the live one here. It's a bit tighter. So I want to say on this account, yeah, 76 on the day, on the one that I've been trading with you guys. And then this thing could go though, could retrace. So 395, not bad. Any questions about anything? Like I said, I think that's gonna be my last one of the day right there. I'm happy with that on the day. Let me check. I believe we got a runner going on just an eval. Yeah, there's one runner just going on an eval. Just stops at break even, but other than that, all done for the day. This thing, realistically, we could, very easily see like this 405 again on ES. Even 410. 410 is kind of the next step up on Bookmap, which would have been, God, 30 points. That's amazing. That's about 100 points from that. What would have been entry on M&Q, but like I said, I'm not playing M&Q right now on that account. It's not big enough. Typically, when I start playing M&Q, I like to have an account up to at least 3,000, but realistically like 4. Like if you're being aggressive, you can size like 1 M&Q for every $1,000 in the account, but I like to do it for every 2. So that's where it's like I like to have at least like a $3,000 account to be running an M&Q. You think about that, and if we had taken this play here, it's about, we would have caught, let's say we got trailed out here. that would have been 40 points to the peak 100, right? You know, that's a big amount of that account right there. You know, with a $3,000 account, you're looking at like 7.5% on the whole account just off that one move. So um, do that every day. It's amazing. But yeah, nice day. Sadly, we got bottom ticked out on that little pullback, but yeah, it's okay. I was kind of setting that up based off Bookmap, so it swept it. But this right here, what are we coming up to? Yeah, it's another halfway pullback from another leg down. Very likely. So, all right, guys. If you got anything, shoot me a message. And be happy to talk with you. So, hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks for jumping on today, guys. Catch you later. Bye.